for those of you who don't know me, I'm Emily. I am 15 years old, and this year I'm going to be a sophomore at Emily.MP4 High School. And this is my story. So I was born and raised in a Christian home. I grew up going to church, attending preschool at church, and my family hosted a Bible study at my house. And so I would say that I made a lot of my friends at church, and that was where my social life was. Not so much at school. I had friends at school, but most of my really good friends were in church. And so I grew up with that Christian influence, and my parents are both strong Christians, and so that's the way I grew up. When I was 11 and in 5th grade, I decided that I wanted to commit myself to God and to follow Him. And so first I talked to my parents about it, and then I was able to meet with the children's pastor at our church, and she explained to me what it meant to be baptized and to make that commitment to God, and what your life should kind of look like afterwards as a result of your baptism. And so I did. I got baptized in 2006 in April. And I would say, like, after that, not a whole bunch changed with me, because I had always kind of had that relationship with God, and it was the way that I was raised and what I was used to. And it didn't really go very deep for me. It was just kind of on the surface, kind of. And so it wasn't very deep. Then in middle school, 7th or 8th grade, I'm not sure, our family stopped going to the church that I had been in since I was born. And we started looking at churches closer to home. And so that brought me away from a lot of the friends I had made in church, and a lot of the fellowship that I participated in there. And it still caused me to just not have that deep relationship with Christ. And so that was just a time in my life where I didn't have that fellowship and more learning of who Christ was. And then in about 8th grade, I think, I started actually going back to the church, and I went to youth group there, and it was still a little weird, kind of at first, going to youth group, just because we split up into smaller groups, which are called core groups, and that's like your grade. And it was like everybody in my grade were like really close friends, and then there was like me coming back in, so that was a little different at first. But gradually I became close to them too, and started learning more about Jesus. And then, just this past January, we went to see the movie To Save a Life. And afterwards, our pastor did a 7-week series on it. And one of the kind of rules that we had in the series was to be transparent and really open yourself up, so that you could kind of like share yourself a little bit more. And I found that once I did that in my core group and kind of opened myself up and let others in, that I formed deeper relationships with the people in my core group, which made my relationship with Christ deeper, because I had that fellowship and that encouragement in following Him, and that accountability. And I would just encourage you right now that I think accountability is something that you are lacking. Maybe just look around right now, because I'm sure someone here would be willing to hold you accountable in your faith, and make sure that you're reading your Bible, talking to God, and just having that relationship with Him. So now, life is isn't any easier, but like Shipley said, God doesn't promise that things will be easier. He just promises that He'll get you through it and that He won't leave you. One of the verses that I really like is Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future." And that just made me realize that God is always there, that He has His hand on my life, and that I don't need to worry about anything, because if He has His hand on my life, then everything will go just as He planned, which is a great plan. So that's where I am now. I strive to be more like Christ in all that I do and to glorify Him. And God's not done with me yet, so I'm excited to see what else He has in store for me. Thank you.